And it will pay an additional $21 million to settle U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission investigations. The money will resolve alleged civil rights. The school said this in a statement, quote, while Columbia does not admit to wrongdoing with this resolution agreement, the institution's leaders have recognized repeatedly that Jewish students and faculty have experienced painful, unacceptable incidents, and that reform was and is needed. President Trump revealing another part of the deal on Truth Social, writing, quote, Columbia has also committed to ending their ridiculous DEI policies, admitting students based only on merit and protecting the civil liberties of their students on campus. I want to thank and congratulate Secretary Linda McMahon and all those who worked with us on this important deal. Joining me now in a First on Fox interview is the woman herself, U.S. Education Secretary Linda McMahon. Secretary, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, Maria. Thanks for having me.
Well, congratulations on this huge deal. You helped negotiate this deal. Tell us what went down with Columbia.
You know, this really started months ago. I met with then President Katrina Armstrong and then her successor, Claire Shipman, because we were talking about the anti-Semitism protests that had happened at Columbia, especially after October 7th. And it was evident. I mean, it was covered broadly in mainstream media. You can't have students that are locked into a library on campus with other students pounding on the windows outside, yelling, death to Israel, death to Jews, and having incidents on campus that are just unsafe. Students did not feel safe on campus. And both of those presidents, Claire is still there now, recognized that there was a problem. They wanted to make sure that it didn't happen. We were very strong in our condemnation of these anti-Semitism acts that had taken place on campus. The fines were stiff. $200 million is a stiff fine, but clearly, we're going to see action at Columbia, and I'm really pleased that we were able to come to this agreement because I think the students there that are on campus now can feel safe. Students and faculty know that they're going to be evaluated on merit. Hiring programs, are being changed. This agreement also encompasses not only Title VI, but Title IX and other incidents to make sure that there's fairness across campus for all students. And I think that this is a monumental victory for conservatives who've wanted to do things on these elite campuses for a long time because we had such far left-leaning, professors, and we had 27% of the students that are coming in, are from outside of the United States. I think that's one of Harvard's stats. And so Columbia is clearly on board. I'm really pleased with this victory. It wouldn't have happened if Donald Trump were not president, and I'm really pleased to execute his vision for this, that our campuses are now, they're what they should be. They're places for debate. They're places for education. They're not places for left-leaning riots and anti-Semitism. And I'm really pleased with this result.
Well, you should be. I mean, this is an incredible victory. Many thanking you this morning for your leadership in this. Now, how will you ensure that the policies change at this university? Remember, look, Columbia Students for Justice in Palestine is a group that has been repeatedly at Columbia and protesting. The university did discipline nearly 80 students for their participation in the pro-Palestinian protests to separate them from the university, they said. But are you going to be tracking what goes on in terms of these protest groups at Columbia and what the university does with them and how they treat those protesters?
And thank you for bringing that up, Maria, because that's a really important part of this agreement, because Columbia has agreed there's not only a monitor on campus that's going to make sure that the data is collected, that there's open access to all of the information, but there is also a monitor at the Department of Justice. And so we're going to make sure that Columbia does live up to this deal, not only in the short term, but for the long term. And I think this is a real legacy achievement. We're going to make sure that this is not just a short-term recognition and fix, but this is a long-term effect on Columbia. And we're really hopeful that this particular settlement agreement is going to be a template for other universities to follow, because I think it really does do what so many of us have have looked at for our universities across the country for a long time and saying that the viewpoints need to be balanced. This goes a long way towards that. And I'm just really pleased for the president. I'm really pleased for the students and the faculty at Columbia. I commend President Shipman for her part in the negotiations, for the conversations that she and I had, and the visits, and so it was good on both sides. And Columbia is, I believe, very serious